Hello and welcome here to Talk FCB and welcome to another video here, and today we're going to be talking about 5 players who need to have a good 2015. And what I mean by that is players that have got something to prove, players that need to have a good season, either in order to secure their future at Barcelona, to prove themselves, or to justify the money we've spent on them. Now I'm going to start with defenders, and the first player that I'm going to say is Dani Alves. A massive season, and it could turn out to be a massive year for him, because basically he's now in the last 6 months of his contract. At the end of the season, his contract expires, and he has to prove that he deserves a renewal, and it's as simple as that really. It's all in our own hands. Dani Alves, I think, is happy enough to stay at the club, but it's up to him now to prove to us that he deserves to stay, and at the moment I have to say that he hasn't done that. His performances have not justified staying in the team and staying in the squad. Of course, you've got the transfer ban to think about, but he has to have a good season in order to prove to us that we deserve to renew his deal, possibly for another year until our transfer ban expires, and then we'll see what happens. But he has to prove it on the pitch, and let's see if he does that. Another defender, a lot of these are defenders by the way. The second player I'm going to go with is Bartra. Now, it's difficult with Bartra because I'm saying that he needs to have a big 2015, but he does need to be given the chances, and that's a big part of it as well. Luis Enrique needs to give Bartra chances in the team. He did it against PSG, and Bartra shone. But when he's given the chances, Bartra has to make sure he takes them. Like I say, against PSG, he did very well. He showed very good promise, some very good attributes that we could use during the season. And he's got to show it now, because he's getting on now. He's not a kid anymore. He's growing into a mature defender. He's got to find a place in the squad. He's got to make sure he stamps down that starting place. So far, he's doing all the right things. But 2015 is a very big year for him, because this needs to be the year now that he really starts to establish himself in the first team, moving forward and becoming a senior player. So a very big year for Bartra. The third player is Gerard Pique, another centre-back, and the reason it's a big year for him is because of the last of 2014, he started it slowly, was pretty poor in the middle, had a bad World Cup, and now he's starting to come good again. At the end of 2014, he put in some really consistent displays. He was very solid at the back, and it's very important going into 2015 that Pique makes this his year. He's one of the senior players in the squad now. He's experienced. He's got all the titles, he's got all the silverware. Now what he needs to do is make sure that he's consistent in his performances, and needs to make sure that he stays at that level, because with Gerard Pique, there's absolutely no doubting his quality, but what he has to do is maintain that throughout a season, throughout a year, and keep it going, because he needs to keep doing that to secure his future at Barca. At the moment he's doing brilliantly. We just want to see more of the same in 2015. And the fourth player I'm going to go with is not a defender, he's a more attacking-minded player, and that is Pedro. Same sort of thing as Gerard Pique, really. Didn't have the best of 2014s, quite a slow starter, but towards the end again, we saw some good positive displays, we saw some good forms from Pedro, and some goals as well. And that's what we need to get from him, goals. Goals will give him confidence, and when he's in confident mode, when he's in a confident style of play, he can do good things, and we've seen that from him towards the end of the year. I just hope now that in 2015 he gets a few opportunities and he takes them, because when he gets a decent run in the side, when he puts a good few performances together, he's a very effective player, and certainly coming off the bench, he could be a really big impact player for us, and could be a very important member of the squad. But like Pique, he's got to keep it up, he's got to maintain this form now. He can't just dip in up and down during the season. He's got to stay at that level, he's got to keep playing the same way, and hopefully then he can secure his future, because it's a very big year. If Pedro doesn't perform, he could well leave in the summer, and I do mean that because it's been a few years now where it's been, is he staying, is he going? He's just managed to keep his place, but he's got to keep performing, and if he does, I don't have any problem with him staying, because I do like Pedro as a player, as a person. He's very good to have around the club. His performances at the moment are very good. He needs to keep that going to keep his place in the side, and it's that simple really. And the final player I'm going to go with is also an attacker, and I spoke at the start of the video about players who need to justify the fees we've spent on them, so I'm going to finish with Luis Suarez. He's a player in 2015, hopefully now he can start 2015 nice and fresh, no bans, no suspensions, no injuries. He's got to start 2015 with a bang, and then hit some form, because when that guy hits form, you will know all about it. He's worth every penny of the money we've spent on him. We just haven't haven't quite seen that ultimate potential yet. But when we do, it really will become clear why we signed him, because when Neymar, Messi and Suarez all click, and I believe they will, it'll be something really special, and I really do hope that in 2015 we can really see that and the best can be brought out of that magical trio. So those are the 5 players, guys. Leave your thoughts down below if there's anyone else that you think deserves and needs a big 2015, because there's a lot of players in our side that need to prove themselves at the moment, and I do generally think in general that 2015 is going to be a big year for Barca. So leave your thoughts down below, leave this video a like if you did enjoy it, and of course I'll see you very soon for more videos, but until then, Visca Barca.